Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Bryony and I'm one half of the Indecisive Readers. For those of you who saw the first video Sam and I posted on this channel, you'll know that I'm interested in someday joining the publishing industry, and these last few months since I've posted it I've just been applying for jobs in publishing or applying for work experience opportunities, and I haven't had a lot of luck with them. So it's been a frustrating experience because obviously I'd quite like to become part of it, and without getting the experience I can't have the experience to join. But anyway, I can't do more than what I can get. So I'm here today to tell you about an opportunity I did get in the last week that was really exciting and I'm pleased to have been able to do, and I hope it might be interesting for some of you out there. Last week I did a week of work experience at The Week Junior, which is a magazine full of news and facts and information for young people. I think it's for curious children, it says somewhere. This is a magazine for kids who are interested, I suppose, in the world and in nature and science and all these kind of things that you wouldn't get in a usual Barbie race car kind of magazine. So this has lots of facts and actual news, and as someone who doesn't follow the news a lot because it kind of depresses me, and also I feel like it's written in a way that doesn't make it accessible for the normal person, this is the kind of news I'd like to read. So yeah, this is the issue that was being created whilst I was there. At the very back it even has my name in it, which is exciting, because then it means I can now go to interviews, one with more experience, but two, be able to say, look, I actually made something, or was part of a team that made something. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of go through the magazine and tell you what kind of jobs I did. I got the opportunity to go here because my mum has been asking everyone, do you know anyone in publishing? Which I suppose is very nice, and she happened to find someone who was in publishing, like not book publishing but magazine publishing, which is something I didn't necessarily think I was interested in, but having done this I'm like, no, I could actually be interested in it. I think my problem with journalism is, to me, it is going to stand in a field and report on something I'm not interested in, or going to a war scene, and that doesn't interest me, but this kind of stuff does. And that doesn't interest me, but this does. I like facts and I like being able to share information with kids. And so getting the opportunity to work on something that actually kind of makes a difference to kids was really exciting. The person I made contact with on the team and so worked with was the editorial assistant for the magazine, so she just kind of does everything. She organises stuff for other people, she runs the social media channels, she does a bit of writing, she does a bit of research. And so that meant that I could do all that stuff. I got to write a couple of articles. I wrote that one, and I found the week's silliest headline. And in the upcoming weeks I've written something for this Around the World segment, and I got to do a bit of research and create social media posts, which was interesting, and it means I've got more experience to apply to different jobs I want to apply for. So if I want to apply for something in publicity or marketing, something like social media posts will be more important, but editorial will be more about the writing and the research. So being able to have the chance to do everything was really, really handy for me. And also I think it was sort of handy for the team. It meant that they could focus on other things because they could give me like little jobs to do, but obviously they were also helping me out by teaching me how to do it in the relevant like style for the magazine. Towards the end of the week I found a booklet that had all the like style guide for the magazine and said exactly how you capitalise things and how you write out numbers. Every magazine and every newspaper and probably every publisher has something like that, so that was interesting to get to see. I'm just going to quickly go through the content of this with you because probably most of you don't know about it. So the first page has this week's big news. So this is a protest and it's got about mammoths, about how ancient traps in Mexico were found with mammoth bones, and we apparently used to eat mammoth tongues. and brains, so we got all the use out of them. And then this is about animals, people and places. So it's about the hoi-ho penguin, which was New Zealand's bird of the year. A girl who is the youngest climber to climb something. She was 9. I'm very impressed. And Sesame Street is 50 years old. And this is home news, so it's about the flooding, children in need. And the week's silliest headline was beluga whale filmed playing rugby in sea, maybe an escaped Russian spy. The Around the World just has news from different places around the world, I suppose, that aren't big enough to have whole pages on here, but warrant having a bit here. So it's about Berlin Wall, Spain's election, nighttime ban on playing games in China. Then this is a big debate. Each week they have a new debate, and they have arguments for and against in here. They also have a podcast, which I got to sit in when they recorded it, so that was really interesting. And they, again, say the points on there and get the readers to vote online to which way they think. So this is, should protesters block the traffic? It's to do with the Extinction Rebellion. Sam and I saw them in London back in like July or something. They were just blocking the road so people couldn't get through, and it was kind of like a peaceful protest. They were just sat there. They had chalk drawings all across the floor, and it was actually kind of beautiful to see. But having heard the arguments on both sides, it makes sense. Like, yes, they should be able to, because I suppose cars are a big environmental concern, and also it's a way to make people notice them. But against that, the people they are inconveniencing aren't always the people that can affect it. So I'll be interested to hear what people thought. The next page is about people. So this is about Nicola Adams has finally given up boxing. It's got other people as well, like a guy who's run a marathon in every country and possible countries that don't yet exist, and a guy who makes cardboard heads. And the next page is about animals and the environment. So it's got a couple of articles, and then good week, bad week, animal of the week, and a question, like this time is, which animal has the best night vision? And the answer is the bush baby. Apparently that's a bush baby. Not weird looking at all. Then this is an all about page, and this week it is about Thanksgiving. I don't know when Thanksgiving is. This year it's the 28th of November. So, like next week. So yeah, I'll just talk about that for a couple of pages. Then science and technology, including an amazing invention which you probably can't see but has a tiny camera. Apparently that's a camera, which is barely 0.5 millimeter long, but it's a camera for going in the body. And then got some photos for the week, including a really cute hedgehog. Then sport, so about the Lionesses, book club, which obviously I like, including, that's about poetry. I can't necessarily join in with poetry. Then the reader suggests one, and that's a book of the week, and you can win it. Then this is this week's big exhibition. It's about Steve McQueen's new portrait gallery. Then entertainment, so things to watch on TV. This is about a gallery in London, National Portrait Gallery. Then on the screen, so this is like TV, computer games. I think it's mostly computer games and like online stuff. Then do something. So this is suggesting you go outdoor skating. I cannot skate. I can't skate rollerblades or ice skate, so I don't think I shall be doing that. I'd quite like to be able to, but I can't. This is like a make stuff page. Then this is stuff from kids, so like people have sent in what they've done. They've sent in their teacher of the week, got some puzzles, and a poem. Then there's a charity and competitions that they can join in that isn't connected to the charity, to the magazine. And then more puzzles. Oh, it must have been the puzzle answers on that page. Yeah, that's weird. But then it's got puzzles. That's Unbelievable, including some facts. I'm going to read you a story. So you can get free houses in Italy. There's a 100-year-old burger. No, it's a 10-year-old cheeseburger. I suppose McDonald's probably wasn't around 100 years ago. A ball that broke into a garden and a car made of chocolate. But there's one story I'm going to read to you, and if you want to, you can guess in the comments whether you think it's real or false. Author writes cookbook of recipes for cats to enjoy. If you have ever wondered how to prepare the perfect meal for your feline friends, then Cooking for Cats might be the book for you. Author Deborah Robertson has collected 20 recipes for people's cats. Inspired by her own pet Dixie, some of the dishes include yoghurt for breakfast, sardine snacks and a fish supper. There are also suggestions on making presents for cats, such as a catnip mouse, and tips on training and behaviour. So, what do you think? Are we for real or are we making this story up? I know the answer, and the answer's in here, so if you want to join in, go for it. And yeah, the final one is just a quiz of the week. So yeah, that was really, really interesting. I enjoyed it a lot. It taught me a lot. It's given me a lot of experience, even though it was only a week long. Like I said, I got the chance to do lots of things. So now when I apply for stuff, not only do I have one more experience to have, not only do I have one more experience to list, I've got a lot more experiences to talk about, if that makes sense. But anyway, I'm going to go through a couple of the books I got. I got a few more, but these are the main ones that are kind of relevant. So the first book I got was We Hunt the Flame by Hafsa Faisal, and it's a fantasy book where there's a woman who dresses up as a hunter to feed her village and a prince who murders everyone. And it's one I was looking at for ages. I considered buying at Yauk and have considered buying since, but then there was a copy there and I was allowed to take it, so I thought, why not? I want to read it, so might as well. I'm that far through, 207 pages, so I've got about 260 pages left to go. It's kind of just started to pick up, just started to get exciting, so looking forward to reading that. I'm also reading 4 books at the moment, including this one. There was one on my Kindle, one I borrowed from my friend, one from I'd started before, and is that 4? I think that's 4. But I'm reading 4 books at the moment and I haven't finished any of them. Although I am close to finishing one, but it doesn't matter. The second book I got is less of a book and more of a sample, and it's Stories for South Asian Supergirls by Raj Kaira? I don't know how to say that. I'm really sorry if I'm saying that wrong. And it's, I suppose, about superheroes from South Asia. And I haven't read it yet. I haven't started, but it looks like it's got a brief kind of summary of the person and a really, really pretty picture to go with it. Like that. She's a warrior queen. She sounds amazing. She was born in 1828 and died in 1858. She was only 29, and she looks very pretty and also very fierce. So that'll be good. It wouldn't take me long. It says it's a treasure trove of 50 illustrated biographies of amazing South Asian women. I could have read that first, it would have been a lot easier. I don't know if they're all included in here, but I assume this is all that will be included. But got like Nadia off the Bake Off and some women from the past. It's all alphabetical order. It's also got the artist in here. Yeah, it just looks like it'll be amazing. The third book I got was A History of the World with the Women Put Back In by Kirsten Lucker and Ute Danshell. On the back it says, who says that daughters cannot also be heroic? I think. Right, it says, Once upon a time, history was written by men, for men and about men. Women were deemed less important, their letters destroyed, their stories ignored. Not anymore. This is the story of women who went to war, women who stopped war and women who stayed at home. The rulers, the fighters, the activists, the writers. So, that seems incredible. I think I have seen stuff about it and obviously wanted to pick it up before. And when it was there, I was like, I cannot not pick this up. It looks... I'm just going to take this off because it can keep sliding. Anyway, it comes with a pretty cover. It's slightly ripped, but most of it's okay. But it's still pretty underneath with all these like illustrations. There are more on the back. And yeah, it's definitely more of a non-fiction book than that last one. Like, it looks more chunky. Definitely not for kids, so I'm not quite sure why it was there. But I will treasure this. I'm so excited to read this. It just looks amazing. There's a map that shows where all the people are from. It's almost done in chronological order, so I'm so excited to read this one. Oh, where's my other cat? Here's my other cat. Hello, cat. Anyway, you gonna stay with me? No. Ow. But anyway, that is my video on the Week Junior. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to ask any other questions or want to ask about my work experience, if you want to offer me more work experience, that'd be great. But until the next time, I will hopefully see you in the comments, and if not, I will see you in the next video. Bye!